Well, hello everyone. Happy Friday. It's a really happy Friday. Bitcoin for $1 Fridays. You guys don't know about that? It's pretty sweet. Today we're going to talk about what's going on with the Binance and BitMax stuff. I'm going to show you some really interesting things and whether we're going to look at, is this a hack or is this just an AWS thing? It's kind of interesting if you'd ask me, and I'm sure you probably all find it quite interesting as yourselves. Let's just jump in and say hello to everyone before we get started. And as you guys come in, do happily comment on this video, subscribe and like, share it away. And if you enjoy it, smash up some likes. All right, let's welcome everyone. So who we got? Sean, nice to see you, man. It's been a while. Shao, Neil, Eric, nice to see you. Steve over there. Steven in the UK, how's it going? You can't log in from Facebook, FYI. That's okay, Steven. Just come on to YouTube. It always works well. And remember, guys, we're working to get 30 comments on a video so I can start giving you guys some free crypto. So get those comments on the video, and I'm going to give you some free crypto away for doing it. All right, now let's look into what's actually happened here, because this is why you guys are watching. What the hell happened with BitMax today and Binance? And let me show you some evidence of what the flip happened. I mean, it's pretty crazy. In a bunch of the groups I have OGs in, we were all just laughing about it earlier because it was pretty funny that it seems to keep happening. And why it happens, I don't know. Is this a hack? Very likely a possibility. A very, very likely possibility. So we're going to look at today what actually happened. I want to know, guys, before we get started, what do you think happened? Was this a hack? Or, are we in a situation where, this is just kind of an accident by the AWS guys? Because I think, when we really look at it, it might be something that was maybe an accident or maybe it wasn't. And we have a lot of issues that are going to come up. So just curious to have your thoughts on this before we get started. It's something quite interesting, obviously, as we know, and I'm just going to get started right now. All right, so nice to see a mint over there. That's good. All right, here we go. So updated today on CoinDesk, they said, hey, exchange data suggests that some traders have been able to buy Bitcoin for less than $1 amid the AWS issues. You're probably like, what AWS issues? So if we go over here, we can actually see them. If you go on to Amazon status.aws.amazon.com, you can actually see that in Tokyo, there has been instant availability, which means there's some parts of it working and some parts are not. This is really interesting because at first thing I thought was maybe this is a big issue because they told people this like yesterday and the day before. There were some issues. So it's really interesting. Now, Ross, good to see you, brother. I want to tell you that you can't always just believe what they tell you. So you have to kind of go, what really happened? Then I look at some other things. So I'm going to point some things out for you guys to kind of give a clear picture before we get into the TA today about what actually is going on and kind of give you some perspective. So first thing, we also go to BitMax's own Telegram page and they say they suspended trading services to certain accounts. So some accounts must have been bad news, right? You don't suspend accounts unless there's some type of bad news. And then they said there's abnormal fluctuations. I'm going to show you some stuff, guys, and you're going to be like, abnormal? That's insane what happened today. Buy Bitcoin for $1. Buy Ethereum for less than $1. Sell your EOS for $130. What? That actually happened? Yes. What will actually happen if this is not a hack, though, is they'll roll it back. This is why they're not letting you take transfers out or in. So they had abnormal fluctuations between 1 and 3 a.m. On the 31st of August, which was today. If you're in my side of the world, that was not very long ago, a few hours back. And they're saying, sorry for the potential inconvenience. Let me show you something on their own website. If you're looking here and you're going, what the hell happened with Bitcoin? So did a lot of people. So Bitcoin jumped all the way down. I think it wasn't $1 on this exchange, but it went all the way down to like 8,500. It finally hit 8,500. Yay! Oh, wait, that wasn't actually supposed to happen. Uh-oh, what actually happened? We don't really know. On on apparently on Binance, you could have bought Bitcoin for $1. So that's also pretty crazy. I don't know if that actually happened or not. I don't know if people got to withdraw that, if they're gonna go withhold it and go and roll it back. But that's something really interesting to look at and go, what really is happening on BitMax? And it didn't just happen. Whoa, my green screen went weird. It didn't just happen right now. It happened to quite a few pairs. So we go to ETH USDT pairing, and let's look at how that one looked. Wow, Ethereum for 75 cents. Amazing. I wish I was getting it for 75 cents or 33 cents. Sorry, you can see up here it was 33 cents over there. Wow, awesome. I wish I had some buy orders at 33 cents. That would have been great. And then it didn't just happen once, which is really interesting. It happened 3 times. The first time it happened, $5. The second time it happened, 33 cents. The third time it happened, it was for $100. So imagine you're going there and you see the first one and you go, I'll take a punt. We wait like, 20 minutes and we'll see if we can get in. So you wait 20 minutes. You literally go, okay, and you put like $1,000 into ETH at $1, and then it buys 1,000 ETH. And now it's back there and you're at like, you have 100 and you've turned from $1 to $190 times $1,000. So you made $190,000. Could you imagine that happened to you? And this is stuff that probably happened to people, and they were like, wicked, this is awesome. Went again and bought again at $100, and they were like, oh my God, now they feel like they're rich. But what will end up happening very likely, my green screen's going weird. What will end up happening very likely is we're gonna see that this will get rolled back. But what if, right? What if? Wow, my green screen. Holy moly. You guys seeing that too? It looks cray-cray. Not really sure why it's doing that today. But we'll find out and figure that out next on our next video, because obviously that can't happen. That shouldn't happen. So we'll make sure that we sort that out. All right, it should be sorted out now. I shouldn't be going all crazy. Yeah, it's still doing it. Weird, my lights must be too bright today. Okay, anyways, back on track. What's going on with BitMax? So EOS is another really interesting one. Let's see what happened with EOS. So we saw Bitcoin went up. What happened? What went down? What happened with EOS? EOS only went to it was $110. Sorry, EOS goes to $110. I would have sold, wouldn't you? And then we also have was it XRP? I don't think XRP was affected in this move. Oh yeah, it was. XRP went to $2. Was it $2? 63 cents. So XRP went to 63 cents, and yeah. So as you can see, it's kind of funny actually. But then we have ETC. ETC went to $130, I believe. And I'm just going through this, and I was like, what in the name of world happened? Like, I'm sure you guys are thinking that, like, what in the name of the world actually just happened? So here we go. We see that $162 for ETC. Can you imagine you had these buy orders in these random places and they just all hit? So BitMax has got some issues. Binance has got some issues. Then Binance comes out and says, hey, 5 hours ago, AWS is having an issue, mostly with caching services affecting some users globally. We're working with them and monitoring the situation. Awesome. Thanks, CZ. It's causing 500 error messages in APIs and affecting some withdrawal processes. Great. When CZ says funds are SAFU. Well, that's all that people care about. Now, sorry, let's jump in that. Binance a little bit later said, we're suspending deposits and withdrawals due to these issues. When's the last time Binance did that? When they got hacked. So it's just something to take note of. I'm not saying this is going to be the end of the world or something bad's going to happen or has happened. But I am saying that it's very likely that, maybe someone did get hacked. It is possible. And you have to be realistic and say maybe that actually happened. So we're looking at this and going, they have a temporary outage because of this AWS issue. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe this is all FUD. Maybe this is something else. But we see the prices on BitMax, and that is what I'm going to go off of. Another thing I want to bring up is this guy is a BitMax official, former head of FBG Capital. Now, if you've been in crypto long enough and been an investor in crypto, you know that this guy is bad news. He has basically ruined BitMax himself because of his crappy market making abilities. And, you know, I have nothing against the guy, but I do feel like he is not a good addition. Anyone from FBG Capital seems to be not always the best, and they really do hurt a lot of the projects that actually might have real use cases or might be good. They've wrecked a lot of projects, and now he's left. You know, the head of FBG, and then he's a BD at Gemini, and he's the head of business development for BitMax, and they do all their market making internally. And it seems like if you guys have followed some of the projects on BitMax lately, like Ferrum, which I'm very fond of, you'll see that, you know, the market making has been really crap. Let's be really honest. Now, let's move on to charts. What do you guys want to know? What do you want to see? What charts do you want to hear from? I will bring them all to you now. So what I've asked for you guys to do is tell me which projects would you like to do, would you like TA for, and I will then do TA on them for you. First thing we'll do is we'll look at Bitcoin and see where is Bitcoin going. So it did have this really big move all the way down to this 97.50 area, right close to my support line here. Actually, my support line is a little lower than it's supposed to be. So right near the support line I had drawn at the top of my box, and it almost got to that level again. So it was potentially a good area to buy, but we didn't have any signals to buy. There was no candlestick telling me there to get into a trade. Now we're looking at this and where can it go, right? And on the 4 hour, you know, these are both angling down, the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen. So it's hard to say. We have a dark future. You know, the cloud is getting thicker, so that's not a good thing. And then we're going to look at, you know, where can we go from here? So we come down and drop it down to this area, and let's look at where exactly let me just make that a little higher. It was a little bit below. Okay. So where are we looking to grab to? Well, we're trying to get on that 50% retrace, right to that level. And will we drop lower? I don't think so. But it's hard to say with Bitcoin right now. The volume isn't really high. Like, let's look at our volume here. It's nothing crazy. And this whole idea of alt season, you guys got to take that out of your head. It's not here yet, okay? Some of the projects did have nice moves, and now they're all dumping, just like I suspected and told my members and my friends, because it's just not the right time yet, man. It's just not there. We're not at that level where we can say, yes, this is going to recover. It's not yet, okay? Now, if we want to look at where we might go, you know, we can use our little bit of a move here and see, okay, maybe we'll get to like the 1272 or the 1414. So between 10,370 to 10,440, right? And that's kind of the area we'd be looking to get into. That's the bottom of the cloud. Then you guys know what we're looking for as well. After that, we would look for a Tenkan Kijun cross. So we would see this angle up as that one angled down. And then we would see, then we would actually look and go, okay, now if this Tenkan angled up, we had a TK cross and we did get up to the top of the cloud, we could see if the Chiku span, which is now in the candlesticks, which I don't like trading in, it's a no trade zone for me. But if it gets all the way up here and then we see that we break above the candlesticks with our Chiku span, then we can look at maybe getting into a trade on Bitcoin. But right now, I'm just letting the algo do its thing on the short term because it's not really anything to look at, to be completely honest. It's kind of meh. Now, one thing I want you to look at when you guys are saying it's alt season, right? Look at the total market cap, okay? I want you to do two things right now if you ever do trading. I want you to look at this chart, and then I want you to look at this chart. And I want to see, do you guys see any similarities? Let's turn off the Ichimoku completely. All right, let's see. Do you see any similarities between that chart and that chart? Just look at it again. I'm switching between our total market cap and our Bitcoin market cap. Do you see anything worth saying alt season? Because I sure as heck don't, right? And then we look up and we can look at Bitcoin dominance and look at that. It's still above 70%. People were like, oh, alt season. Yeah, they said that last time in the start of August, and that didn't work. You know, they said it this time when it dropped down, and that didn't work. So do you really think alt season's here yet? No, it's not. There's nothing telling us alt season is here. Okay? So don't go in there and say, oh, yeah, alt season here, because it's not. I mean, yes, we did have some nice secondary moves, and we can even bust out some of the projects that had that. We have One Chain, had a nice move, but you scroll out, you go onto the daily, and you see it's still in a downtrend. All these little moves are up here, like this one, are secondary movements on the 4 hour. We go to the 4 hour and we look for opportunities like this to get in on short trades. As it goes down, we get in. As it comes down, we go in. It's kind of sideways, which is maybe a little bit more on the bullish side. If we look at it from, sorry, wait a second here. If we look at it from this angle from here, we can see that it's kind of on a little bit of an uptrend. That does not mean that it's going to go and continue on there, especially when we see it from this level. But, you know, could you say that, oh, maybe it broke out? I guess you could say that. You know, it broke out of this wedge. Sure. But I'm just not convinced, guys. Not convinced at all. I think this will come up just like it did here, and we'll continue on down until we have a full-out alt season, which is not coming anytime soon yet. For some reason, I don't see any of you guys commenting. If you have a coin or a project you would like me to go over, do let me know, or I'm just going to do a couple more coins, and then I'm out of here for the weekend. All right, so we're going to jump in and look at some of the projects that could have had some nice moves and have had nice moves, and what's actually happening with those projects, right? So we saw Poly, again, secondary move. We've seen this many times, guys. On the downtrend, we see it comes up and it drops more. It comes up, it drops more, it comes up. So we need to see like a full-on actual move. ENJ, again, since March, just downhill. We saw BAT have a nice little move the other day, but again, BAT is the same thing. It's dropped lower and lower. We had a double bottom. It didn't even care about the double bottom. It just kept going. So that is now an invalid double bottom. That's not going to happen. So we're still on a downtrend. Now it's kind of found a little bit of support down here, right in this area right there. But does that mean it's not going to drop anymore? Well, let's look at other areas of support. Kind of had some support here. It had some support there. So let's see if that's the bottom. I don't think so, to be really honest. All right, Chrissy, let's definitely do some Matic. You guys know I like my Matic. Good project, good team. You know, long-term project. It's not going to go and do what it did, this 11x right here that it did last time. You're not going to see this 11, 12x or whatever it was from people who bought in the ICO. You're not going to see that for a while. But it is definitely established an uptrend. See, here's the difference between a project that does this and other projects. This has kind of broken that level. And when we look at the fractals and we open up the Ichimoku, we'll see this even clearer. Let me just open up the fractal levels, okay? So every trend ends and begins with a fractal, right? If you don't understand that, what it means is these higher highs that start, so this was the end of this, and right down here is the start of a new one. So now we have a new trend kind of starting to form. Is Matic going to continue on up? It seems like it. We see there's been a nice move, and it had a Kijin breakout right here on the daily. So it looks okay. It doesn't look like it's in bad shape at all. We go on to the 4 hour, we can see that, you know, it really has started to move on the uptrend. Right? We can see that from here up. And it continues making, here it's making lower highs, but then it breaks those lower highs with a higher high again. So I think it definitely looks good on a long-term Matic. Are we going to trade this right now? Probably not. It's already something you should have been entering on the on the Kumo breakout right here. So the second it broke out of the Kumo right there and it was above the Kijin Sin, we would have probably looked at that. But again, I would also see Chiku Span right here 30 periods back and maybe been hesitant to get in because you always want Chiku Span bullish if you're going to go in. And right there, we were below. So I wouldn't have got into a trade until I saw that we were clearly above. So maybe here was a spot where you could have gotten, yeah. So here we have all the conditions right. We have a bullish TK cross over there, so we would not have even had a bullish TK cross, but we did definitely clear these candlesticks. We were above it, so we were bullish. Probably right on that break right here, I would have got into this trade. I didn't see Matic though, so I didn't get in. I got in at 100 and actually I did get 140 something like that. 149 may have been it. So we see that, and that's where we get in. Now I would wait for a secondary move down. I know you had high hopes for mainframe. Thoughts now? Whoa, mainframe. I had like 30 sats. I was like, I don't know about this one. This one. Oh, look at that on the 4 hour. That's on the 4 hour. That's a secondary move. This is the major move. I still think they can do something, but they never came out with what they said they're going to come out with, which was really, really a down. That was really horrible. And like, they have promise, of course, but Jesus, where are they coming now? It seems like, you know, to be honest, it seems like it's found support down here at that 9 to 11 area, but we've said that before here as well. I would like for it to kind of have a TK cross and break into the cloud. Hasn't really got that yet. But if we see this green candlestick move up and this stays above, maybe we do an edge to edge. But it's looking bleak, man. Unfortunately, Steve, like, I was really bullish on it, but I can't always be right. You know, I wish I could, but I can't. Matic is a Pajit scam. Okay, Dakota, why do you say that? Because I think that, you know, Coinbase and Binance wouldn't have invested in a scam. But, you know, give me your opinion on that. I'd be happy to hear. Right, so, you know, a lot of our altcoins did have little bumps. Would I call that alt season? No, I definitely wouldn't. I mean, you know, we can go through some of them on the 4 hour. They look like they're moving. This one looks actually quite good, but we don't have a TK cross. So we broke into the broke into the Kumo, sorry, and we had a Kijin breakout, but it's in the clouds, no trade zone. We break into the cloud first candle into the cloud with a TK cross that's bullish. We can go in. Here we don't have a trade right there. Here we have a TK cross right there with the bullish engulfing. This could have been a good one to get into right about here. And look for that edge to edge. It could still be a good one to get into if you're looking for a trade. Strat looks kind of like it's on an uptrend here, making higher lows. So that's good. And, you know, we can cycle through all these coins, but, you know, it'll take me a whole day to do so. So, yes, we see a TK cross there, recross down there. It's kind of like hard to say if you should get into some of these trades. It doesn't have like a really strong move, a reason to get in or out of trades right now. So you're going to see this a lot. All these coins having these, like, you know, recovery rallies. But when we zoom out on most of these projects, what do you see? You see dead projects that have done the same thing they did here, there, right? Dash even. Dash a great project. Just constantly on the downtrend. Now, if we look at some of these projects on the USDT pair, we'll still see that they're on a downtrend for most of them. So ETH USD, it's kind of, well, that's a really busy chart. Let me just get the USDT pairing instead. So here we see that, you know, ETH kind of has had a little bit of a rally, and, you know, it came back down as we knew. So it hasn't really recovered yet. You know, it's still on a downtrend. Unfortunately, there's not much to talk about in terms of the charts right now. You know, I've been working on the stuff that I'm working on right now, like with, we're working on our, here we can see on USD pairs that we can see, this is because of their Atlantis update coming. So you're going to see ETC moving as well. But yeah, it seems like you guys are there's not that many of you here today. So I'm just going to kind of go home and spend some time with my kids. And yeah, I'll see you all on Monday. If you have coins that you would like to review, do message in the comment box. I will spend some more time reviewing some projects next week. But yeah, I need to see 30 comments so I can give away some free crypto. So that's on you guys to do it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see all of you guys soon. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you then on Monday. Have a good one, everybody. Coach K signing out.